Welcome back, fellow practitioners, to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into something absolutely mind-bending. We are going to unlock the profound internal alchemy hidden right inside Lu Dongbin's super cryptic Song of the Crucible and Vessel. Together, we'll be decoding the Qing Dynasty annotations by Fu Jingquan. And really, our main focus here is getting down to the absolute core logic of how we actually refine our inner energies, our Jing, Qi, and Shen, to achieve ultimate spiritual liberation.
The crucible is fundamentally the body of heaven and earth. The great elixir is originally Jing, Qi, and Shen. So what does this actually mean for us? Well, our ultimate goal in cultivation is to gather these three crucial vital energies. We've got Jing, our physical essence, Qi, our vital breath, and Shen, our guiding spirit. We absolutely have to forge them into one single unified alchemical force. We're not just, stirring some literal cauldron out in the woods here. We are literally initiating a profound cosmic reaction right inside our own bodies. To get there, our chronological roadmap for Neidan, or internal cultivation, basically unfolds in 5 distinct stages. First up, seeking the elixir. Second, laying the foundation. Third is achieving union. Fourth, we move into deep incubation. And finally, number 5, fruition.
All right, let's jump right into step 1, seeking the elixir. This is all about Jing, Qi, Shen, and the crucible.
Now, this ancient text does something incredible. It completely redefines what a crucible, or Ding Qi, actually is. We really need to throw out this idea of a physical pot sitting over a fire. Actually, scratch that. It's way more profound. Our very own physical bodies are the crucible. To practice internal alchemy properly, we have to treat the human form as a perfect living microcosm of the universe. We're mirroring the dynamic forces of heaven and earth to create this totally sealed internal vessel for transformation.
And it's within this very vessel that we forge the elusive great elixir, the De Yao. People spend lifetimes looking for this magic potion by climbing distant mountains or gathering rare exotic herbs. But no, this elixir is forged entirely from uniting our own internal treasures, our essence, energy, and spirit. It's a real wake-up call, right? If your mind is constantly searching outside of yourself for the answer, you've actually already strayed off the path.
Which brings us to the second phase, building our foundation by slaying corpses and fixing leaks.
Okay, so to build a truly rock-solid foundation, we absolutely must retract our outward-facing senses. Think about everyday modern life. It literally bleeds our vital energy dry. Our eyes are constantly leaking energy by seeking out visual stimulation. Our ears leak it through endless noise, our tongue through rich, heavy tastes, and our nose through worldly smells. But here's the real kicker. Our mind leaks massive amounts of energy through erratic, unfocused intent. To progress, we have to actively and aggressively shut these 5 leaks down.
But hey, plugging those leaks isn't our only challenge. We've actually got active saboteurs hiding inside us. These are the 3 corpses. They're essentially ancient inner demons buried deep in our biological programming, in the brain, abdomen, and kidneys, just waiting to push us towards destructive, energy-draining behaviors like unbridled lust or rage. So how do we fight back? We have to forge a formless wisdom sword. Now, this isn't some literal weapon made of iron. It's forged entirely from pure, laser-focused intent, allowing us to strike down these negative attachments like a bolt of lightning, completely severing them the very second they pop up. With our foundation set, we enter phase 3, union. This is the clash of the dragon, the tiger, and the descent into the yellow pavilion.
Now, this stage is a seriously delicate balancing act. We have to wait incredibly patiently until both the dragon and the tiger are at their absolute peak vitality before we even think about attempting to unite them. So the dragon is our mind, right? It represents yang energy and the super volatile element of fire. The tiger, on the other hand, is our body, representing yin energy and heavy water. If we get impatient and force this union when either of these forces is weak, well, the crucible will just shatter. It's that critical.
But when that cosmic timing is exactly right, what the ancient texts call the appearance of the true lead, we have to execute these steps without hesitating for even a split second. We fiercely gather the energy, and then we drive what's metaphorically called the river chariot straight up the spine all the way to the mud pill in the brain. Once there, we deliver this newly forged elixir safely down into our core. In alchemical terms, this highly protected central safe zone is known as the yellow pavilion.
After that intense union, things slow down in a phase 4, incubation. It's all about pacing and finding the center. You'll see the number 360 a lot here, and it reveals the sheer, immense discipline required in this next phase. Our internal circulation has to flawlessly execute exactly 360 cycles. And look, this isn't just some arbitrary math. It's about perfectly synchronizing the tiny micro movements of our physical breath with the massive macrocosmic rhythms of the entire universe. We are meticulously aligning our internal yin and yang with the literal turning of the heavens. How wild is that? Balance the drying water and the scorching fire. When punishment and virtue arrive at the door, know when to advance and retreat. This quote hits the nail on the head. We absolutely cannot force this process. If our minds get obsessive, rigidly counting our breaths, or getting anxious trying to track I Ching hexagrams, our internal fire is going to run completely out of control, and poof, our precious elixir will just evaporate. We really have to master the subtle art of balance. You have to instinctively know when to advance the fire and when to just step back and let nature do its thing.
So after 10 agonizingly precise months of this incubation, the elixir finally matures. But wait, the work still isn't done. It actually requires an additional 3 whole years of completely silent nourishment. And here's the fascinating part. During this time, a true cultivator will deliberately appear to the outside world as deaf, foolish, and totally disconnected. But inwardly, they are experiencing this absolutely boundless, luminous joy. It's the ultimate don't judge a book by its cover scenario.
Finally, we reach the absolute pinnacle of our journey. Phase 5, fruition, and the accumulation of merit for all. The texts often use this beautiful imagery of riding on the back of a white crane. This represents that incredible breakthrough moment when our immortal spirit successfully detaches from our heavy, physical shell. It's described as ultimate freedom, completely unbound by the limits of the mortal realm. The cultivator's consciousness is finally free to roam the 4 directions and just explore the vastness of the cosmos at will. But here is where so many get it wrong. Simply escaping to some legendary immortal island to chill out forever. That is not the end goal. In fact, to do so would be considered a failure. True enlightenment requires us to completely reject isolation and willingly return to the murky, chaotic human world. Our ultimate duty is to accumulate massive merit by compassionately guiding the lost masses out of their illusions. The texts are very clear. Only by turning back to help others do we actually fulfill the true heroic aspiration of the alchemical practitioner. Knowing that true immortal achievement isn't found in hiding away in pure bliss, but in boldly stepping right back into the mud to help others awaken. I want to leave you with a final provocative thought for your own cultivation journey. As the seas turn to mulberry fields and back again, when you finally forge your elixir, are you truly ready to return to the world, accumulate merit, and guide others out of illusion? Keep refining your essence, energy, and spirit, everyone, and I will see you in the next explainer.